India has the largest youth population in the world, over 320 million children in schools, and a significant portion of them cannot read, not at their grade level, not fluently, not with understanding. This is not a future problem. This is happening right now. Let me give you the numbers because they are hard to ignore. According to ASER 2024, India's most comprehensive annual education survey, only 23.4% of class 3 students in government schools can read a class 2 level text. Read that again. Class 3 children cannot read class 2 material. By class 5, nearly 50% of students across the country still cannot fluently read a simple class 2 text. And there are 10 lakh, 1 million teaching posts vacant across India. 7.5 lakh of those are at the foundational level. Here is the number that should stop you completely. 93.8% of class 3 students have a smartphone at home, yet 84.3% of them cannot read a class 2 level text. We gave them the device, we did not give them the foundation. How does this happen? India has a system that promotes children year after year without verifying that they have mastered the basics. A child who cannot read in class 3 is promoted to class 4, then class 5. The gap compounds, and by the time they reach secondary schools, the damage is nearly irreversible. 43% of rural youth between 14 and 18 cannot read simple English sentences. 25% of them struggle to read a class 2 text in their own regional language, years after they should have learned it. In Andhra Pradesh, the worst performing state, only 15.7% of class 3 students can read at grade level. This is not a small problem in a corner of the country. This is a systematic collapse. Now add this 10 lakh teaching posts vacant. Some schools in India operate with zero teachers, some with one teacher for hundreds of children across multiple grades. And the teachers who are still there, 77% say their job is frequently stressful. 68% say the workload is overwhelming. 70% say their school is critically understaffed. And 52%, more than half, say they would not recommend teaching as a profession to a young person today. When the people responsible for building the next generation are burning out and walking away, the system is not in decline, it is in crisis. But here is the deeper problem. Even the children who stay in school, even the ones who pass their exams, many of them are not actually learning. 70% of teaching time in Indian classrooms is spent on traditional lectures and rote memorization. The system was built to produce exam scores, not readers, not thinkers, not problem solvers. Children learned to memorize answers, to recognize patterns, to replicate what was on the board. They appeared fluent, they passed, but they never learned how to decode, how to comprehend, how to break down an unfamiliar word and understand it. The exam system didn't teach India's children to think, it taught them to perform. And now the performance is over, and the foundation was never there. And then COVID. India experienced one of the longest school closures in the world, over 500 days, 320 million children or 32 crore children out of school. The government shifted to online education, but only 8% of rural children could access online classes regularly. For the rest, there was nothing. Class 5 reading levels dropped from 50.5% in 2018 to 42.8% in 2022. Recovery is happening, but it is slow and it is deeply unequal. Urban private school children bounced back, rural government school children didn't. COVID did not create this crisis, it revealed it and made it worse. Now, layer on top of all of this screens and AI. 93.8% of class 3 students have a smartphone at home, but having access to a smartphone is not the same as developing the ability to read. Children are spending hours consuming short form content, reels, videos, rapid stimulation, attention spans shrink, deep reading, which requires sustained quiet focus, becomes harder and harder. And now AI. 63% of Indian students report using AI tools regularly. 1 in 10 students are completing their work with chatbots. The output is more uniform, less original, more dependent on pre generated phrases. AI is not the cause of this crisis, it is a magnifying glass for every problem the system already had. A child who never learned to read will use AI to avoid reading forever. But this crisis does not fall equally on everyone. It falls hardest on the children who were already most vulnerable. Government schools, students from low income families, 23.4% of reading at grade level. Private school students from higher income families, 35.5%. Already a significant gap, but it gets worse. In Delhi alone, child labor rescue cases rose 51% in early 2025 compared to the same period the year before. 51%. Poverty, migration, family instability. They push children out of classrooms and into work, into the streets, into situations no child should face. These are not statistics. These are children, and the system is failing them. Now, to be fair, the government is responding. NIPUN Bharat, launched in 2021, is a national mission to ensure every child achieves foundational literacy and numeracy by class 3. The original deadline was 2025. It has been revised to 2026-2027. The National Education Policy NEP 2020 is an ambitious overhaul, shifting from rote memorization to competency based learning, promoting critical thinking, multilingual education, vocational training from an early age, strong policy, important intent. But here is the reality. Police and Policy and execution are two completely different things. 10 lakh teacher vacancies, crumbling infrastructure, 320 million affected children. This cannot be solved by a document, no matter how well written. Execution is everything, and that is where the system continues to struggle. I want to leave you with something. This issue is unbelievably complex. It is the result of decades of decay, bad policy decisions, misaligned incentives, a culture that rewarded source over understanding. It rewarded scores over understanding. No single person can fix it. And here is what I believe: you are a product of the older people in your life, the teachers who stayed, the parents who read to you, the adults who did not step aside. 320 million children are in that system right now. By the time they are young adults, the world will have changed in ways we cannot fully predict. If we do not fix the foundation now, we will not be able to fix what comes next. Don't look away from this. Don't tell yourself something else will handle it. The children in those classrooms with one teacher or zero teachers, with a phone but no books, they did not choose the system they were born into. We built it, we can rebuild it. Share this if you think India's children deserve better. Comment your thoughts below.